news. I'm Seher Zama. The top focus continues to remain on what the Supreme Court of Pakistan is to decide on the Panama Papers allegations there against their own Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. And how this is going to be impacting India as far as our pursuit of the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav's issue there goes as well, while India has sent in diplomatic missives to Pakistan to secure justice for Jadhav. Pakistan is bracing itself for a possible political and military upheaval. The Panama Papers verdict is to be delivered any minute from now this afternoon by the Pakistan Supreme Court. And if Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif gets an adverse verdict, the Pakistan army will further strengthen its hold on the country. If that happens, its India policy is to be directly affected. And there's a possibility here that hopes of Jadhav getting relief via diplomacy could be scuttled. According to sources here, the Indian envoy to Pakistan, Mr. Gautam Bambawale, is expected to meet with Pakistan's Foreign Secretary and seek consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Also put in a request there for a lawyer be assigned to him and a copy of the military court proceedings.
Panama has also very important people from India in it. We have not yet made it public, and that will also have implications. But as far as Pakistan is concerned, I don't think we should bother whether this dummy is here or another dummy comes. Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Pakistan politics is not based on virtues. IS is there, military autocracy is there, and then parliament is there. And if something comes out very derogatory against Nawaz Sharif, the army and ISI will create problem for it.
While, of course, we await the Panama Papers verdict, the Indian High Commissioner to Pakistan, Gautam Bambawale, is to meet with Pakistan's Foreign Secretary with a list of 4 demands on Kulbhushan Jadhav's case, one being that Pakistan should provide a copy of the military court proceedings, the other being that Pakistan should provide a lawyer to defend Kulbhushan Jadhav, which unjustifiably he's not been provided so far. They also want visas to be provided to Kulbhushan Jadhav's family members to be able to visit him. And lastly, most importantly there, that Pakistan should provide consular access to Kulbhushan Jadhav. Remember, India has sent in 14 such requests for consular access, all having been shot down.
We must understand that Kulbhushan Jadhav was not just the son of Maharashtra, he was the son of the soil. And Pakistan can constantly be in denial mode, but they must understand that where you don't give a free and fair trial, there is no democracy. So whether they choose to correctify their actions now or not is something they better watch out for, because India and the international world community will ensure justice for Kulbhushan Jadhav.
Let's get in further details on this from our Foreign Affairs editor, Geeta Mohan, who's been tracking those updates there coming in from Pakistan on that verdict, which is to be announced. Geeta, do we have a timeline exactly when this afternoon that we could see the verdict be out?
Well, the court trial was to begin, or the pronouncement of judgment, and the hearing was to begin at 2 p.m., which is 2:30 here in India, which means in moments from now, the trial and the court proceedings will begin, Seher. And in some time from now, it would not take very long, because all the arguments have been heard, and it's the final verdict of the court that is going to be out, so in moments from now, what we will be seeing, not just the court proceedings start, but also we will get a sense of which way the court is leaning, and the verdict way the court is leaning, and the verdict will be out for Nawaz Sharif in moments from now. So around 2:30, which is just about now, the court proceedings will begin in Pakistan for Nawaz Sharif in the Panama case. And also, Seher, important to note over here is, if it's an adverse verdict, it could spell out a lot of trouble. But we are also given to understand that in all probability, Nawaz Sharif might scrape through, and they will find someone else to hang on this one case of the Panama Papers. So you never know, one can see an upset for the opposition rather than Nawaz Sharif. One will have to hold and just wait for the verdict to be out in the courts in Pakistan.
Geeta, please stay on with us. There are more reactions that have come in on this. Let's take a listen in.
Government of India should keep on pressurizing the government of Pakistan. I don't want to use the word pressurizing also. Government of India should take up this issue with the government of Pakistan, ask the Pakistan government to conduct itself in a matured, as a matured nation. And these are all issues sovereign nations will have to deal with a sense of international conventions and norms.
According to international law, we are entitled to consular access. The Pakistan is behaving in most irresponsible fashion, and they cannot deny consular access. The access to accused was not denied even in the Nuremberg trials. What are they doing? They're making a facade of a case.
Well, Geeta, looking at the possibility of an adverse verdict against Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who could possibly be the replacement, and how would this impact India's dealings with the civilian government there in Pakistan? Because that person who's assigned would visibly, of course, be a much weaker leader than Nawaz Sharif.
Well, not necessarily weak, because PMLN has the numbers there, and it's all about the numbers in a government. But who's going to play the crucial role of taking decisions? Is it going to be again the Sharif family taking the decisions while they have a dummy to sit in place of the Sharif family as Prime Minister of Pakistan, or are we looking at an option of early polls? These are options that the PMLN is still mulling over. Some say that they would like to see to it that PMLN does complete its 5-year term. And it would the indictment today is not an indictment on the party or the fact that they were voted into power. Hence, not necessary for an early poll. Also, it all depends on who Nawaz Sharif and the rest of the important cadre, the top cadre of PMLN, decide to really take on the mantle of being Prime Minister of Pakistan.
All right, Geeta, many thanks. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you later through the afternoon once that verdict is announced there as well.